You are live and you're
Okay,
welcome.
can you hear me?
I can hear you, but
Thank you, Mazi. Good morning.
the line had the channel clear from my end.
Oh.
Are you using Bluetooth?
Yeah, I'm using the Bluetooth in the car. I don't know why you complain that it's not
No, I can hear.
clear.
I can hear you. I can hear you, but it's just that there is this kind of noisy background there. You know. By the way, let's
Check, is
welcome.
that okay now?
Well, let's manage it. Let's make do with
Oh.
what we have. I want to welcome our viewers. I want to welcome our viewers. Good evening,
Yeah,
viewers.
still I have to find.
Yes, so let's welcome our viewers. Welcome everybody. I don't want us to I don't want us to waste much of our time, so that we'll be able to make it brief and allow you proceed with your activities of the day, Mazi. Mazi, good morning from here.
Thank you.
It's in fact, yes, it's better now.
Yes, thank
It's
you.
better now. It's 1. Yeah, it's better now. It's 1 a.m. here, 9 minutes past 1 a.m. And I surprise, our Biafra people, our fellow Biafrans not asleep. You know, we have our people. I know that many of them are always eager to see us online all the time. And it's my pleasure to welcome each and every one of you. And if you can hear us, quietly indicate. And Maz, today we'll be talking about utilizing the instrument to restore Biafra. And Maz, I hope you are there with me.
Yeah, Mazi, I am with you.
Yes.
Yeah, I have to greet the Biafran first before you continue, because I was waiting for you to give me the green light.
Yeah,
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. It is really morning on my end. The day is already running where I am. And Mazi Pat is just coming into his morning. So it's a pleasure for me to be here this morning. I bring greeting to all Biafran all over the world, the lovers of freedoms. I bring greeting to you, all lovers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and the haters of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which I know you will be here this morning to listen to us interact. I bring greeting to everyone. And in my end here is morning. My name is Solomon Peter. Mazipa, thank you for bringing me into this program. Mazi, I welcome everyone.
Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for coming. That my confidence is that anytime we invite you, you're always available, even with your tight schedule. People will not understand when we say some of these things, but us know you know, we'll be welcoming your comments. Yes, we'll be welcoming your comments. We'll have some viewers. We'll have almost 48, 49 viewers. And for you to help us make it go around, please share this video so that other people can join us as well. Drop your comment and your opinion, and we'll be proceeding. Mazi, we are talking about the instruments that are available for IPOB instruments that are available for Biafra restoration, and how we are utilizing those instruments to deliver, you know, the promise we've made to our people to restore Biafra. And you know, some of these instruments also has to do with the quality of the leadership and the management of affairs of the, you know, the indigenous people of Biafra. So, Mazi, I don't know if there are some things you need to outline for us, because the bulk of the job lies on the leadership. It is the leadership that directs the followers on which way to follow, and they give instructions. They determine the direction of the ship. So Mazi, how do you look at the instruments that are available for IPOB, the opportunities as well that IPOB is offering that will enable us to restore Biafra? Mazi, go ahead and give us your thought.
Thank you, Mazi Pat. I'm just trying to connect live also so I can be following the comment, because here I'm just like somebody who is invited, so I cannot view this program live. So, but people can view me live. So for me to view it live, I have to use another device as to know what is happening in the because it makes me like, with this kind of software, it makes me like I am not actually feeling the people that I am.
It's like you are not getting the feelings of the people you are communicating to.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's like I am not I am talking in a different place. It's like I'm not invited, or I'm not in the congregation. I'm not feeling the congregation of the people that I am interacting with. So you have to bear with me on that very aspect. That's why I'm just trying to see if I can use the other of my phone to view myself.
Mazi, unfortunately, we cannot even see the comments. I don't know what actually happened. Even myself, I cannot even read the comments. And I don't know what the problem is. Yes, I can't even read the comment. What I see are the number of viewers and the number of likes and the, all the emojis. But when it comes to the comments are not coming forward. I can't see what they are commenting, but I can assure you that it's always positive. So Mazi, don't bother yourself about the comment, because sometimes the comment can also be destructive. So let's focus on
on why we are here.
Yes, on why we are here. And I think we have Ideju who just made the first comment. Yes, okay, comments are beginning to come in. I'm beginning to see comments. And thank you very much, Ideju and Glitter Brandley. Thank you very much. So, Mazi, can you please proceed? Because in Kaina Chosina Be
Thank you, Mazi.
See, comment so.
But it's not on the level of equality, but I want to be
when you are communicating,
sometimes
I know what I mean by equal. You are trying to also weigh people's opinion, which is quite okay.
Yes,
but
that's why we are here.
I consider it equal. Manzi, go ahead.
Yeah, Mazi, that is it. Because people, if you are interrupting with people, you're supposed to be getting a response, and at the same time, you know that a word that you speak is just an idea, then it becomes a message. When the persons you sent the idea to, we are able to make an understanding or understand what that idea is all about, then it becomes a message. Then that is where communication is being established. But if your idea was not understood, it just remains like the word that fall on top of the stone, because the other end, there was no understanding, and that simply means that there was no communication. Okay, So I need that. That's why I dwell so many times.
I completely agree with you, because it will not make any sense that you are talking to somebody and you are not getting any response. It makes you look stupid.
Yeah.
And so it also goes a long way to tell people that are viewing us that their comments and their opinion matters to us as well. It also helps to mold our own thought in the course of discussion. So Mazi, go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mazi. This early morning, like last time when we said that when we happen to come back, we will continue on the issue about the Odechi issue, that people are calling for. People should go and get Odechi and that. And we stop it by saying that any preparation that is required for people to represent IPOP should come under IPOP structure. So you will be so that you will be sure of the original. You will be sure that the source is original, that the source is guaranteed, that the source has nothing to do with the fake. And if anything goes wrong, then IPOP will be able to take responsibility. And again, to help our people better, then IPOP should be able to take responsibility of examining people, individuals who want to engage into these things, because there is in every ritual, there is law that you need to observe. And when those laws are not being observed, things backfire. It could affect family, it could affect the individual, it could affect generation. And that is the reason you see so many people suffering over the things that so many people who has been ahead of them, who stand as a forefather or as our ancestors, you will see family, they are suffering what those people who have gone before them concord or did, even without them knowing. Let's assume, for instance, today, the oath that people are taking in IPOP, and you can see what is happening today, that so many of them are breaking that oath after taking the oath. And some of them will think that these things has no repercussion. Is it not me that is walking around? That you walk around for a few years, or you walk around even for longer years, does not mean that the law you break will not come after you, or will not come after your generation. Because every one of us is connected to each other. Every one of us. So you cannot guarantee that I walk free, even with the oath that I break. You cannot guarantee that your generation will walk free. You cannot guarantee that an innocent child that will be born into your family will walk free of the consequences of the things that you have done. This is natural law. This is natural law. There is no way you can see for us to be alive today is because of the energy that we are connected to. That is why you are breathing. The moment that energy is being taken away from you, the consequences is that your body will decay. There is nothing you can do. There's no enough of perfume or cement or whatever. Even they put you in the fridge forever. The more you dry is the more dry the body becomes, is the more decay the body is. So if no matter what they do, once life is out of the body, is a natural law that body become lifeless, that body decayed. So everything that we do on this very earth there is consequences. There is no one you can say, even the one you do under Omenana, the one you do under Christianity. There is no single one. The only thing you can tell me that maybe by you repenting from that wrong thing that you did, the only way it can pay is forgiveness, is to attract reconciliation. But the punishment and the consequences, you will go through it. You will go through the consequences. So that is just the way it is. It is a natural law, and we need to understand it. And that is why we need to educate our people before you go into anything. Even in the Western world, before you go into anything, they make sure they allow you to receive training, that you took time to understand what you are about to put your signature on. They will communicate everything in the paper.
In details.
In details, and makes you to go through whatever things you wanted to get yourself involved in. Take your time, study this, know the real consequences of this responsibility that you're about to take. But our people, they don't care about those things. They don't care about them. All they just needed is just that temporal solution based on their emotion, and they get themselves involved.
And their immediate need, to satisfy that immediate need and desire.
Just to satisfy that immediate need, without thinking of the consequences that these things can involve if they did not understand it well, or if they did not keep the law that is attached to that thing. So that is why we are bringing to our people, and we said, again, we should also look at the danger aspect of pushing our people to the fake people, which at the end of the day might destroy them more, or might make them to be more, frustrated than when they actually come to the scene. Because like today, we know what happened, as I stated, what happened to the religions of our forefathers. Because and if I happen to have anyone who will say that he disagreed, because I read comment in the program we did last, and somebody was saying no, that the missionaries come with gun. Provide the evidence. It is the colonial masters that come with gun. Missionaries came with persuasion. They came with persuasion. But the colonialists, they come behind them, so that the people that they could not conquer with the persuasion, then the colonialists, they comes and they subdue the people with the barrel of gun. The issue of Christian religions has never been a violent religion in which people are forced to follow. It was always persuasion. They persuaded people with the picture of a better life, with the picture of heaven.
At some point, you have the Christianity at some point went through the use of sword, where you had the Crusaders, converting people by force, just like what you have in today, Boko Haram and all that. At some point in history, Christianity was at that level where people were forced to convert through through weapons like sword and things like that, and barrels of the gun. But when it comes to bringing Christianity to Africa, they came through use of aid, persuasion, and even construction. You know, because most of the churches and the schools we have today were built by the early missionaries who actually, you know, brought in their own religion and education to, you know, to change our names and brought us some level of civilization. And there is no doubt that we've also, in one way or the other, benefited. But the truth of the matter is that, like you said, we corrupted our own traditional religion, which paved way for, you know, for us to embrace the Christian religion and also the Islamic religion in some quarters. Mazi, go ahead.
Thank you, Mazi. I believe that we are talking about our people here. We are not combining the history on how the Christianity operates elsewhere with our own history. We are talking on how these people came to us, how they came to us. As long as we know on how the Christianity penetrated our communities, and today that in around our nation, is that they come with the persuasion, with the teaching of a better life, heaven, with the teaching of protection from evil and all that. Then taking advantage of people who hided under the tradition of our forefathers doing evil. They now took advantage of that to condemn the tradition of our forefathers, because as of them is being seen as where people are harboring evil. So they now condemn the whole, take advantage of that, and they condemn the whole activities of our forefathers' religions. And for the hope of better life and for the hope of heaven, then a lot of people become Christian through that persuasion. In the process to escape the evil, in the that evil that is that people have started condoning in our forefathers' religion. And remember that even these our forefathers, they also try to fight against these evil people who are hiding under the religions of the ancestors to do evil. But at the later end, some of these evil people were beginning to be condoned. They begin to condone them. So
Not
the
even,
churches take advantage of this.
Not even condoning them, but the evil even became part of the tradition.
Yeah, that is the means of condoning them. So
yes,
these people.
The corrupted version of our traditional religion became part of the, you know, the religion, that people now even use the instrument that were provided, those negative instruments that were provided to hunt their fellow human beings, cause mayhem, and create confusion in the society. That is why you see sometimes people run to native doctor, you know, to do different kind of rituals to, you know, track other people down, harm other people and things like that. But I think we have to be able to now summarize this part so that we'll be able to move to the next level of discussion, which is more critical.
So, yeah, Mazi, why I'm laying this foundation, because it relates to everything, because these things has never stopped. Because even if you see today, who has challenged even the Hollywood or Nollywood that are today projecting the tradition of our forefathers as terror, as evil? Who has challenged them? Nobody. Instead, people are busy patronizing them. And that is the instrument also they are using. And we need to see who destroyed our forefathers' religion, traditional religion. We must know that it is our people who lived amongst us. We must know that we must know them, that the churches only took advantage of the things that these young men and women have hide themselves under the tradition of our forefathers. The activities is what the church take advantage of. So, and if up till now we refuse to fight against such evil people who are hiding under the tradition of our forefathers, there is no way we will be able to build up the tradition of our forefathers to the standard where people will be welcomed back into that very society or into that very tradition. So we must mark this thing down and know the people who are destroying what we inherited. So we will know how to fight them. Because it is wrong for us to be fighting the wrong people. We are today fighting the churches who are taking advantage of this, but we never fight the people who actually was giving advantage to the churches. So that is where I will stop. And I have to tell our people, because there is so many fakes out there, there is so many wolves that are waiting to devour the children of God. We must be very, very careful when we are giving our people information that will not protect them against these very wolves. And that is why I'm beckoning in IPOP to get involved in this process, so that our people will not be devoured by all these negative energies and negative people that are hanging here and there, claiming that they know something while they know nothing, that all the job they wanted to do is how to destroy. So we must be guided against such individuals.
The vulnerable, because at this point, there are a lot of our people who are desperate, seeking solutions, and that will lead them to going to wrong places to seek for answers,
Exactly. So this will bring me.
Yes. Go ahead.
This will bring me today into what we are looking at generally, because it is very, very important that at every point in time, I give an illustration of the story that we are told when we are kids, when tortoise and the goat, they went to a place to steal food, but they come through the escape route, and when they are eating the food at the place where they went, the tortoise keep going to measure his size to the way of escape, because when something happens, he knows that he might not like to be caught. He will like to escape. But goat was busy eating and his stomach was swelling up. He's not measuring his size. Then when the owner of the property comes, then the time to escape, tortoise escaped, but goat was trapped. So now that will bring us today into talking about our agitation and the leadership that IPOP is offering us. Are we really making advantages of the spaces and even the opportunity that IPOP is creating? Are we really making use of it in this our agitation? Because the leadership of IPOP is like a bulldozer that is pulling down the trees, creating a way even where there is no way. But the people that this way are being created for, are they actually making use of this way? Are we making use of that opportunity that IPOP is creating? In a position where IPOP today has given us a voice and has given us a direction and has provided a platform in which we can stand to fight to free ourselves, to fight to free our community, to fight to free our people. Are we really making use of this very opportunity that IPOP is creating? That is what I'm going to analyze. And again, is really what IPOP are doing. Are they really doing the job that will ensure our freedom? The people that are involved in this very leadership, are they actually giving us their best? Are they really giving us the kind of leadership that we required as to ensure the restoration of Biafra? Or are some people in this leadership, are they becoming personal enough? Or are they becoming personal enough in this very agitation and in the leadership of IPOB, even as to the extent of not making us to be able to achieve as much that we are able to achieve in this very struggle. That is what we will be talking about, because it's all about you and about the leadership of IPOB. Now, the output, the input will determine the output. And if all these boats are not going equal, that means that something needs to be ratified. Now, at this point in time where we are in this very struggle, IPOB has brought us to the point where we can look at things around us and be able to dictate who and who do we need to form alliance with. Who and who do we need to settle our differences with? Because the reason is this: if we ourselves that has been given this very wonderful opportunity did not know how to line ourselves up with the leadership that IPOB is offering us, in looking on how we can be able to line up ourselves and conquer the territory and the areas that we needed to conquer, and bring people that we needed to bring to bring into this very struggle. If we individually are cutting off the peoples that we're supposed to bring into this struggle as to make our quest to be actualized, then that simply means that the leadership that IPOB is offering us as to be able to go and engage into our local politics, our villages, because by now, some of us should be talking to the committees in our villages. Some of us will be talking to the chairman of our villages. Some of us are supposed to be engaging now with even the traditional rulers of our villages, knowing that IPOB has already given us the platform, that it is our primary duty to make sure that what IPOB leadership is communicating is well interpreted in our own community, in our one-on-one relationship with other people. Because it has fallen into our responsibility to build this very IPOB.
Yes, Mazi,
do we know who actually is our...
Just, Mazi, hold on. Do you know, like what you are saying, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have over the years lectured his disciples, prepared his disciples to a point where they themselves have to now take the message to the world. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. At this point in time, what have you learned that you would, because there are a lot of people who are still confused about what they are in IPOB, but they are confused about what IPOB even stands for. They can't even stand and buttress their point. They can't even stand and, deliver message and show the world what IPOB represents. Some people are still wumbling, asking questions that the answer have been given already long time ago. Mazi, go ahead.
Yes, Mazi. So we are here to point out and know that in a struggle like this, like ours, and the kind of platform that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has given to us is a platform that is called to reach out. It is a platform that is called for us to reach out. That you engage people today and they refuses to hearken to what you are telling them, or they refuse to catch up with what you are trying to persuade them into does not mean that you should instantly conclude that these people, they are saboteurs and they don't want to join the struggle. And then instantly you withdraw a battle line, or you will conclude that no way of engaging them anymore, we just quit and see them as an enemy. We must understand that that is not the platform that IPOB has given to us. That we need to ensure that all our people who are involved or included as indigenous people, we must make sure that these peoples are reached, that we reached out to them, that we continuously engage them.
And even when they reject, Maz, and even when they reject you, that you must learn to keep coming back like the missionaries did. Because the one thing our people, even like we made reference to the missionaries coming to, you know, our land, it was not just one day presentation. It took time. It took time, continuous persuasion. Mazi, go ahead.
Yes, we must not take away the instrument, that very instrument of reaching out, and that very instrument of engaging our people until they understand. Because it's as the same that the people, you cannot be able to get them to understand what is going on and why IPOB make their position. They are the people that the enemies will come and use as a willing tools against you, that at a certain point in time you will discover that you are engaging into battle with the people you're supposed to love. So we must see this aspect. We must see this very aspect through the opportunity that IPOB has already given to us. We must see the aspect of engaging our people. We must see the aspect of making sure that we did not just make the struggle personal. That we must bear in mind that this struggle is not personal, as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu illustrated yesterday, that this struggle is a collective survival, is not a personal property of anyone who could rise and say, other peoples are now my enemy. So it is a struggle that we have been given a platform to continuously engage our people. Continuously engage our people. Continuously educating them until they come to that very point where they have to see in the direction of our stand as IPOB members house. So that is number one. Now the opportunities that IPOB are creating for us as an indigenous people, how are you making use of that opportunities? Even the people that you felt that you know for sure in this struggle that their problem with you is individual problem, that it is a personal problem, have you tried to reach out to them? Do you try to see this very struggle as a collective survival in which every of your personal issues should counted less?
Will be put aside.
That every of your personal issues, personal ego, personal pride should be put aside, because this is the fight that we wanted to win. It's not a fight we want to lose. It's a fight we want to win. that if it requires that I have to take away my pride, that I have to take away every of my personal issues away as to win this fight, that I am ready to go. If I have to lay down my personal pride, then I am ready to go. Now, are we making use of this opportunity? That as I keep opening the door for us, are we reaching out? Are we taking away our personal pride towards the peoples that today that we have issues based on our personal issues, based on our personality? Are we trying to remove those things?
We've seen situations where, we also see situations where people even use the IPOB instrument available to them to settle their personal scores with others. Because they are in a position to do that, they use the instrument IPOB provided for them to settle their personal scores, fight their personal battle. By so doing, damaging the image of the struggle. Mazi, go ahead.
Mazi Pat, thank you. I'm trying as much as I can not to be direct. The people, our people, asina atualo omalo, atualo ofeke, ofeisi n'ofia. Then the thing stands here that once we are talking here, and it's something that we say affects you, and something we are saying touches you, or you see from what we are talking, reason from what we are talking, why we are here is just that we might make amendment. There is no perfect human being on this very earth. It's only the Okike that is perfect. There is no perfect human being. There is so many negative elements in human being that can mislead or surface at any point in time. But it takes us most time listening to others and be able to detect this element. Sometimes you might become too arrogant that you might not know. Sometimes you become too personal with your personal things, where we should be looking at collective things, and you'll be too personal without knowing. Still, is some people who has to make you to understand, because there is one story that we are told about somebody who said that his name is Eze Onyagwanam. He said that his name is person that is a person who you cannot talk to or advise. So the man went to the toilet, and after he has gone to the toilet, he finished the toilet and used the toilet to stain his back. And he didn't know. He stood up, he thought he was clean, walking on the road. It is people who started seeing what the mess he was carrying that keep on calling his attention. And when people are passing, they are saying, because the man what was written on the man is that, don't advise me, don't talk to me, that is my name. So, and he was walking around with the mess, and because he has already answered a name that people should not talk to him, no one was talking to him, and he was messing himself around everywhere. By the time he discovered that he has messed up, that he has a mess behind him, he has already circulated everywhere, and he regrets for answering that kind of name. So it's the same thing that we are bringing to our people. I need somebody to talk to me, and you need somebody also to talk to you. That is what our people should know. That your mindset and your reasoning is not enough. You need, at a certain stage of life, you listen to others and you also learn. And you will also be the tortoise who will always go to the mirror, go to the escape route, and decide yourself. So the point I'm bringing out here is that the IPOP leadership has already made a very broad opportunity to every one of us. Some of us who has not dreamed that they will be in a position where they will be coordinating other people, they are coordinating today. Some of us who has never dreamed that they would be leader, African rape, even head of the states, and whatever coordinations or position you have inherited. Some of us might never dream that one day they will be in that position, and that is the opportunity that IPOP has given to every one of us. But even in those opportunities that IPOP is creating to us, we must know and understand that these opportunities that IPOP is giving to us is for collective survival. It's never for you to begin to use that very position or begin to solve your personal issues, or begin to use that opportunities to begin to fight the group of people you felt like you don't like their face, or you don't like their way of dressing, or you don't like whatever things that is personal to you. We must understand that opportunity IPOP is creating. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it yesterday. That it is for collective survival. It's not for any personal survival. So we must understand it, and we must understand what we should be using such opportunities to do at this very moment. That we must be putting away everything that is personal. We must know that it is not helpful for this very struggle we are in, because things that are personal always cause provocation. It always causes division. It always makes people to find reason to fight with each other. But when we put anything that is for everybody on the table, then everybody is benefiting from it.
When you put everybody on the table, automatically your own personal issue becomes secondary. Because you cannot carry the two along. The moment you carry other people along, your own personal issue becomes secondary. Mazi, go ahead.
Mazi, you are 100% right, because even the Bible said you can't serve two masters at once. The fact remains that everybody who put the collective effort, the collective survival on the table while occupying any position can never for any reason seek to abandon this project. Can never for any reason. If reason why you are pardon me.
Yeah. Take some glass of water, Mazi. Let me also join you.
Thank you. Yep. Ọkanku. Yeah. Onye ala si na ihe ya ji bụrụ onye ala bụ nya na-ekwu ọzọ a na-abịa n'ọnụ. Yeah. We must know that anybody who has a collective interest in mind can never use his position to threaten other people in this struggle. Rather, he will use his position to build bridges. And use his position to bring people together in this very struggle, to bind people together in this very struggle. But anybody who uses his position or anything he knows or anything he should know tomorrow about the struggle, or any secret it could be given to keep for these people, and you are using it to threatening this very struggle, that means that you are using the power of your personal need, the power of your individual problem, as against the collective survival of the people. The reason why we are talking this thing is because it seems like we need to be talking it. Because this time that IPOP is giving us an opportunity.
No, you see, what we are trying to do here is to spell out the instrument, because IPOB have provided a lot of instruments for Biafra restoration. But how we use this instrument determines whether we are going to spend another 100 years in this struggle. Like our leader said, that if we put all our effort, if all of us put all our effort in the struggle, Biafra will come in a very short period of time. But when we misuse the instrument before us, use it to fight personal battle and fight people, that things that doesn't matter, in the process we are delaying everything we are doing, and the journey that is supposed to take us a short period will take hundreds of years. So we are talking about the instrument. IPOB have provided huge instrument that must be utilized appropriately for us to be able to achieve. So Mazi, go ahead and give your point.
100%. That is the point we are talking, because we need at every time to be looking inward. Don't neglect anything. This is the lack of not looking inward that makes some evil people spring up in the tradition of our forefathers, and they gave opportunities to people who destroy it. So we must be rest assured that whatever position you occupied right now in this very struggle, because that thing is very, very important to us. Whatever positions you occupied at this very moment, make sure that you are using that very opportunity as for collective survival of your people, not for your individual need, not to fight your individual battles. We must be rest assured that what you are facing our people to tell them is pure truth. We must make sure that what you are using, the positions that the opportunity that IPOP created, you make sure that what you are using the position to do is genuine. We must make sure of these things. We must checkmate ourselves and know when the element of individualism is springing up in us, and know when the element of pride is entering us and trying to hijack the collective effort of the people, the collective survival of the people, into an individual survival. We must make sure of this, or else we will find ourselves at this point crying that we want to free ourselves from Nigeria, but at the same time dipping ourselves into the bondage of the consequences of the negligence of Nigeria has brought upon people. We will be making ourselves even the worst Nigeria, the worse than the Nigeria that we want to free ourselves from. So we must make sure that our heart is corresponding with what our mouth is saying. We must make sure that ourselves will be able to structure ourselves to the point whereby anything personally is no more. Like anybody who occupied in the position of DOS, in the position of coordinator, in the position of rapes, in the position of, in whatever position, high or low, even the high commands, low commands, we must make sure that we keep checkmating ourselves, that any personal thing, any personal any personal thing that we are bringing to you, we are bringing into the struggle, is being removed. Is being removed. We check it in time and remove it out of us, and remove it from our character, and remove it from our behavior. If we don't do that, that is a time bomb that when it explodes.
You know why I'm saying, up to this moment, we still hear our leader, Mazen Namdekai, saying that he still needs 100 men. You understand what I'm saying? So with all the work that have been put in so far, by now we are still looking for 100 men that will help restore Biafra. These are questions we should be asking. It shows that evaluating, the present situation where we are, we've not been able to even identify 50% of, the number of men that we need. Mazi, go ahead.
Yes. When at a point when there is millions of IPOB all over the world, and the leader is still looking for 100 people that can that he can go in to restore Biafra with. So it is on two ways anyway, Mazi. When Mazi said that he needed 100 people, because I don't like things that demoralize our people. Do you understand?
Mazi, we are here to analyze. We are here to analyze issues. We are here to analyze.
Yeah. That is exactly what I'm trying to analyze here.
Yes.
Yeah, that Mazi is still looking for that 100 people. What I just have to say on that very angle is that it might be probably because it was Mazi who was looking for that 100 people, and he did not describe the criteria of who these 100 people should look like, because if he has described it, we would have joined him to look for the 100 people. We would have joined him to search for those 100 people. But that is why I will not dive into that matter. He understands what that word is to him, and he said that he is the one who is committed to look for these 100 people. So, but at the same time, I'm talking to our people. Do you understand? Or maybe by now he has gotten the 100 people, or maybe as he's coming to the program today, we might ask him if this 100 people is now ready. But I'm talking to our people generally. These are the things that I've seen that are destroyed the good work that people started. And what is that? Selfishness. Selfishness is also the reason why Nigeria is destroyed today. Nigeria is destroyed beyond repairable. Nigeria is destroyed beyond beyond anything that anybody can be able to put together again. Is as the result of selfishness. Is as the result of ego. Is as the result of pride. That is why Nigeria is destroyed beyond this, or beyond repairable. So we also have to.
Mazi, please, there is something I would like to. Mazi, there is somebody I would like to address that is questioning your English. You understand what I'm saying? At every point in time, we've had this issue of you understand what I'm saying? We are here to give out this message in the simplest method. If you require us speaking Pidgin English, we speak Pidgin English. But one thing I can tell you is that we are not speaking Igbo here. We are not speaking Igbo here because we are attending to a more wider audience. So however you see our presentation, accept it the way it is. Look into the key issues, the key points that we are making, and not how perfect we are in the presentation. So I want us to go back to this point again and correct, because most of the people making this complaint are people who have not followed us over the years. And when people start following you today, you become new to them. But people who are used to our program have been able to come to terms with our level of presentation, and people are having a good time with it. Mazi, go ahead.
Okay, which English did he want me to speak? British English? Oxford English? Or American English? Or Australian English? I am not addressing Australians here. I am not addressing Australians. Yeah, thank you. I'm not addressing British. Thank you. So I just want the person to also know that I am not addressing British and I'm not addressing American. I'm addressing our people. So, and we're using best way, because what language is all about is just communication. Is there anything I said you don't understand? Ask question. You can say pardon. You can ask me, come up again. You can ask, what did you mean by this? So I can be able to explain, because that is the only use language. That is the only use for language, for communication, nothing. So I continue to communicate that why we are here is to talk to ourselves, is to reason among ourselves, is to make sure that we ourselves are preparing, are having the necessary preparation that it requires for what we are doing and for the opportunity that IPOP is creating to us. Because if we don't, we might at the end of the day get have self-destruction. So it's very, very important that instead of us to arrive to a point where we become self-destructive, then let's listen to the things that we needed to do that can have a kind of control measure. We need to be looking inward at all time. That the struggle of Biafra is not for one family, is not for any individual, is not for any particular village, is not for any particular tribe, it's not for any particular for particular community. It is for all the communities and for all the indigenous people in that very area. So we must know that if we are privileged to be in any position, we must understand that that position was not given to us to serve for our personal need, like the way the politicians found it in Nigeria. Or when the opportunity is given to us, then we are looking ourselves in that very opportunity as like if we are not there, then the organization will collapse. We must see it as a privilege, and we should see it also as an opportunity that was given to us. Not that we created it, but a lot of people, they come together and they create that opportunity. They create that opportunity which you are occupying seats on. So it's not something that is born out of your own personal effort. You must know that people are involved, and why people are involved is because they want to ensure victory. They want to ensure that it is good for everybody. They want to ensure that everybody participates. They want to ensure that some people, some section of people were not excluded, that everybody become part of it. So you must use their opposition. It is necessary you use your position to build bridges among people, even as IPOP agitation keep paving ways. Why I say this thing is because I know what I have. Like as Mazin Nandekanu said yesterday in his broadcast, giving a green light to the leaders and giving a green light even to the governor, and say, if you people repent tonight and do the right thing, you will get all the support that you need. Now, if these governors tomorrow will take a good stand and the Mazi will say, let's support them, you will see some people who will start taking it personal, based maybe on the things that happened previously. So that is why we are bringing all this. And even when you get involved in so many things related to IPOP, you will also see some people taking some issues very personal, like this is my property. And when you will ask them to step down for someone else, then fight will start. They will start counting on the things they have done, because they are doing the things and claiming that what they are doing is actually their own. They are not including others. They are not doing it as they have the heart to serve the people, but they are doing it as they wanted to show themselves. They want to show they can do it.
Occupy the seat permanently.
Yes. So, and this is destruction. So we must understand that this is wrong, and every one of us who are engaging on this thing by now supposed to be surrendering to the real thing that bring us together in IPOB. Some people, they feel like they cannot be talked to. But it's not necessary in this struggle, because this struggle involves anybody that comes into this struggle. You come with one danger or the other over your own personal life, over your own family. So nobody is here that you can say, okay, I am here now. I am here. There is no IPOB that is protecting me in this very place. There is no IPOB that is protecting me. And there is no IPOB as a soldier that is protecting my family anywhere. Now, so anybody who come here come with the same danger of maybe life or death. That we are our own security. So there is no one that will come that will say that his position in IPOB, his position is what affect him for being
That when you are walking the street, Mopo will be guiding you like the governors. You know, rather it is even the Mopo that are chasing you to kill you.
So every one of them with everyone involved. Mazi, can you hear me?
Mazi, I can hear you, but I think you're having network issues.
So, can you hear me clearly now?
Mazi, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that is the thing that we are trying to analyze here, that we will also keep on checkmating on ourselves, making sure that all these elements that introduce individual survival, as Mazim Nandekanu recommended yesterday, did not have its way in our own life, did not have its way even into the positions that we occupied in as it is today. We must know that we must be selfless to this service. As IPOB is creating these opportunities for us, we must be selfless. We must do the job as we are fighting for a collective survival of our people, not as an individual survival. So we must do everything possible as a people who are fighting to liberate their race. So, and in this fight, you must know that your personal things should be the one that we count last. That collective interest of the people will be the number one before you. That if it required for the collective effort of the people, that it requires for you to settle any individual issues and build bridge, then you have to do it. Then if it requires that you have to reach out to any individual as regard to the collective effort of the people, you need to take self-pride, you need to take whatever thing that is personal on your way and reach out to people that you're supposed to reach out and engage people that you need to engage. So it's not necessary that any one of us anyone who is in position of leadership in IPOB should be taking anything personal. You remember that is not you that brought about fighting for independence of Biafra. It is for our people all over that have their rights has been taken over, their right has been taken away from them, that they are the reason why every one of us is coming out to seek for liberation and to seek for independence. Biafra is not going to be a state of one person or one man or one woman. It's going to be a home for every one of us. It's going to be a country for every one of us. And every one of us rights every one of us rights should be protected in the Biafran state that we are seeking for. So our people should please look inward and checkmate themselves in this critical time that we are in. And secondly, again, in the opportunity that IPOP has already created and been creating for our people. So we must look inward at every time and make sure that our personal interests did not clash with the collective interests of the people. And this is the only way we can move forward. And this is the only way we can be able to ensure victory at the end of this very journey. And this is the only way everybody who is involved today in this very movement will feel safe. Thank you, Mazi, for making a way for me as to make this very short analysis and to talk to our people. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We spent over an hour in a very short period of time. Time runs very fast. And I think we have to bring it to an end here. Next time we'll be talking about other issues as related to also leadership, because our people need to understand that we are all leaders. You don't have to be you don't have to be a zonal coordinator, or you don't have to be appointed in leadership position to be a leader. As long as you are in IPOB, you are a leader. You know, so it is very, very important that we understand some of these things. So we continue to deal with the issue of leadership, because we need to understand that leadership can even fall on you. It can fall on you at any time in this struggle, where you have to, you know, carry one or two burdens. So you must prepare yourself as well. You must prepare yourself, because in the struggle for Biafra restoration, anything can happen. You can be called upon for any assignment whatsoever. But the question is, how are you prepared to take on the job? You know, so we'll be talking about some of these things in our next episode. And I want to say thank you for being part of this program. It's already 2:20 a.m. here in Veneto, Italy, and it's my pleasure to have you. And I want to say welcome. Thank you very much. Help us share this video. Let it go around so that other people who've been joining us live will be able to watch it later. I'll be rounding up, and I'll be seeing you guys very soon. And in the next few hours, possibly I'll also be bringing back Mazi Solomon Peter. And I hope that you continue to join and share and like our program. And I say, Mechuko Kikabiama continue to be with you. Thank you very much. God bless you, and have a nice morning.